friends, and welcome to today's episode on Grainificent. In today's episode, I will be talking about the life and legacy of photographer Don McCullin. If you like these type of videos, please leave a like. It shows the YouTube algorithm that this video is worthy of showing to others, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any amazing content. And it shows me I make helpful and interesting videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Don McCullin is one of the most renowned photojournalists in the world, a man whose lens has captured some of the most poignant and powerful moments in history. His work, marked by its raw intensity and humanity, offers a window into the tumultuous world of war, poverty, and social injustice. Over the course of his long career, McCullin has seen it all. From the ravages of armed conflict to the quiet desolation of the world's poorest communities. But beyond the images, it is the man himself, his background, and his motivations that shape the profound impact of his work. Born in 1935 in Finsbury Park, London, McCullin's early life was not one marked by privilege or opportunity. His family was working class and life was often a struggle. His father, a taxi driver, and his mother, a housewife, did their best to provide, but money was often tight. McCullin's youth was also shaped by a post-war London, still reeling from the effects of the Blitz, the relentless bombings that had left the city scarred. As a teenager, McCullin was not particularly interested in academics, and it wasn't until much later in life that he discovered his passion for photography. In his early adulthood, McCullin had a series of dead-end jobs, ranging from a factory worker to a messenger boy. It wasn't until he got his first camera, a second-hand Leica given to him by a friend, that he began to feel a sense of purpose. Photography quickly became his escape, a way for him to document the world around him. But he wasn't just interested in taking pretty pictures. McCullin's approach to photography was, even in the early days, far from conventional. He wanted to show the truth, however uncomfortable that truth might be. It was in the 1960s, during the height of the Vietnam War, that McCullin's career as a war photographer truly took off. While many of his peers were focused on the glamour and excitement of fashion or celebrity photography, McCullin was driven by something more profound. He was determined to document the suffering of ordinary people caught in the chaos of war. His photographs from this period are some of the most harrowing and memorable of the 20th century. Yet McCullin himself has always been reluctant to take full credit for the power of his images. Instead, he often speaks about how the subjects of his photos, those living through war and violence, are the true heroes. What sets McCullin apart from many other photographers is his deep empathy for the people he photographs. While many photojournalists operate with a sense of detachment, McCullin has always sought to understand and connect with his subjects on a human level. His images are not just documents of war, but windows into the emotional and psychological toll that conflict takes on individuals. For McCullin, the camera was never just a tool. It was a way of connecting with the world and making it possible for others to see what he saw. His first major breakthrough came when he joined the Sunday Times, one of the UK's leading newspapers, as a freelance photographer. McCullin's war images gained attention for their unflinching portrayal of the horrors of battle. It was his photographs of the conflict in Biafra, a Nigerian secessionist movement that resulted in one of the 20th century's worst humanitarian crises, that truly put him on the map. What made his Biafra images stand out was their intimate portrayal of suffering, showing not just the violence of the conflict, but the human cost of war. McCullin's photos from Biafra didn't simply show dead bodies or explosions. They showed the humanity behind the headlines. Children starving, children starving, mothers grieving, families destroyed. His ability to capture such raw, vulnerable moments was a hallmark of his work. The images he produced during this period were deeply unsettling, yet they were also deeply human. McCullin has often talked about the emotional toll that war photography takes on a person. He is no stranger to the moral dilemmas that come with being a war photographer. At times, he found himself questioning whether he was helping or exploiting the people he photographed. He has mentioned in interviews that at certain points in his career, he felt as if he was only offering a fleeting, external look at immense suffering, without being able to do anything to alleviate that pain. Yet, paradoxically, it was this sense of guilt and responsibility that pushed him to continue working, to keep documenting, and to give a voice to those who had none. Over the years, McCullin's body of work grew to encompass not just war, but also social issues and environmental destruction. He photographed the devastation of the industrial landscape in Britain, capturing images of miners and factory workers in the most bleak and deprived conditions. These images, much like his war photos, were not about sensationalism. They were about showing the consequences of neglect, inequality, and exploitation. McCullin was not interested in making a spectacle of poverty or suffering. He was focused on revealing the harsh reality that many would prefer to ignore. One of the most striking things about McCullin's work is his unwavering commitment to truth. In a world where images are often manipulated or staged to create certain narratives, McCullin's photographs are unvarnished, unapologetically raw. He is known for never shying away from the brutality of war or the harshness of life in poverty-stricken areas. At the same time, his work is never radicious. There is always a sense of dignity and respect in the way he frames his subjects, even in the most desperate of situations. McCullin's subjects retain their humanity, something that sets his work apart from the many photographers who have come before or after him. Despite his fame, McCullin has always maintained a certain level of humility. He has been open about the psychological toll that his work has had on him. For years, he struggled with the emotional weight of the images he had captured. The faces of the people he had photographed haunted him in long after the events had passed. He has spoken about how, after spending time in some of the world's most dangerous and desperate places, he found it difficult to return to normal life. His experiences in the field, he admits, left him with a deep sense of alienation, as if the world he had witnessed was too far removed from the everyday reality that most people experience. In the later years of his career, McCullin moved away from war photography, focusing instead on more intimate, quieter images. He photographed the landscapes of his native Britain, the rolling hills and desolate coastlines. But even in these seemingly peaceful scenes, there is still a sense of melancholy, a reminder that McCullin's view of the world is shaped by years of exposure to its darkest corners. He has said that his view of life was forever altered by the things he saw through his lens, and that he could never quite unsee the horrors that he had witnessed. Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of McCullin's life is his ability to continually reinvent himself. He could have easily become a career war photographer, staying in the same role for decades, documenting conflict after conflict. But McCullin's restless nature and his desire to grow pushed him to explore different types of photography. His later work, which includes portraiture and landscapes, showcases a softer side of his artistic vision, yet even in his most serene photos, there is still a sense of the dark realities he has witnessed. McCullin's legacy is not simply in the images he captured, but in his approach to photography. He has always believed that the photographer's responsibility goes beyond just taking a good picture. For McCullin, the job is to bear witness, to show the world as it truly is, with all its pain, joy, and contradictions. In this way, McCullin's work continues to resonate with audiences around the world, urging us to confront uncomfortable truths and reflect on the humanity we often overlook. In the end, Don McCullin's life and career are a testament to the power of photography as a tool for empathy, social change, and understanding. His images have challenged us, moved us, and at times forced us to face the realities we would prefer to ignore. But above all, McCullin has remained true to one guiding principle: to show the world as it is, with all its beauty, brutality, and complexity. If you liked this video, please remember to leave a like. It shows the YouTube algorithm that this video is worthy of showing to others. And if you like film photography related content, film camera gear, film photography history about film photographers, hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified whenever a new video is posted. It shows me I make helpful and interesting videos. And if you would like to help the channel grow by a little donation, there's a donation link in the description down below. You could also donate through the support button under the video. And if you would like more bang for your buck, you can look into channel memberships where from $1 a month, you can see all the videos I make a month ahead of time. So thank you for watching, my friends. Take care and see you in the next video.